We all make countless mistakes, and marketing is no different. But what's the biggest marketing mistake you want to avoid? We'll dig into that in today's episode and share some actionable steps you can take instead. This is not an episode that you want to miss. Hi, I am Tim Fitzpatrick with Rialto Marketing, where we believe marketing shouldn't be difficult. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. I am really excited to dig into this with you today. So, what's the biggest marketing mistake businesses make? Mimicking competitors. Mimicking competitors. Okay. Often overlooked. We've all done it. I've done it. So why is this such a problem, right? It's tempting to look at competitors for cues, right? Thinking that their success is the blueprint for us, right? But imitating others often leads to missed opportunities, wasted resources, and businesses, brands that just blend in rather than stand out. And if our marketing is going to be effective, we need to stand out. Now, there are two aspects of this, right? Because not all competitors are created equal. There are large competitors and there are small competitors. And there are issues, separate issues as to why it's not a good idea to just mimic competitors. So when we look at mimicking large competitors, here's the problem. Large competitors have different agendas than small to medium-sized businesses. Oftentimes they have boards, they have shareholders, right? And because of that, a lot of management that they're doing is management based on quarterly financials and what they need to meet those specific objectives. And so oftentimes they're making short-term decisions. Oftentimes with marketing, short-term decisions are not good ones. We need to think long-term with our marketing. We tend to make much better decisions with our marketing. The other thing with larger competitors is they have much larger budgets. We're not comparing apples to apples here. It's apples to oranges. A lot of marketing that large competitors do is more mass market advertising to build the brand, which can be effective, but it is incredibly expensive. In my opinion, it just does not work. Brand building does not work well for small to medium-sized businesses. You can build brand with your marketing, but brand building should be a byproduct of the marketing itself. You should not be investing in marketing that is straight up brand building if you are a small to medium-sized business. As far as I'm concerned, I think it is a waste of money. So that's the problem with mimicking larger competitors. They're just in a totally different place. What's the problem with mimicking smaller competitors? Most smaller competitors aren't marketing well. Their marketing isn't working. The vast majority of them, it is not working well. They are making a host of marketing mistakes. So why in the world would you want to copy somebody that isn't marketing well? Right? So, copying smaller competitors who aren't marketing well is like copying someone's homework when you know that they're failing the class, right? So we don't want to do that. Why would we want to replicate mistakes instead of aiming for the right answers? So knowing this is the case, what do we do instead? Here's some thoughts and some ideas to help you push through it. It is totally okay to model what others are doing, but we need to make sure we're modeling the right companies and we realize that everyone's at different stages. So we can't this is why, there's a lot of paint by numbers, marketing programs out there saying, hey, just take our templates and put them out there and everything's going to be hunky dory. And people do that and it doesn't work. That's why you're just copying. They're at a different place. Everybody's at a different place. And we need to be able to make those subtle, nuanced shifts and adjustments so that it works for our business. We need to model what they're doing, but not copy it exactly. Right? We can't copy it exactly because we don't know where they are. Right? We've got to model what they're doing to fit our individual businesses. Second, your priority is to make a profit with marketing. So this goes back to my whole what I was talking about before with not spending marketing dollars on straight up brand building, because straight up brand building you can't track to determine whether there's a return on investment. Focus your marketing efforts on marketing activities that you can track to determine whether they're generating profit or not. Your brand will be built as a byproduct of that. Okay, which goes into the next point, which is focus on direct response. Focus on marketing that you can track whether it's being effective or not. And if it's effective, great. Then you double down on it. If it's not, you make adjustments and shifts and until it gets to a place where you're getting a return on investment. A lot of the marketing you do is not going to work, and that's okay. That's part of the process. We're always testing, measuring, and learning, and then making course corrections. Last thing I want to share with you is most businesses jump right into the tactics. I need to be doing paid ads, or I need to have a podcast, or I need to be, posting stuff on social media. That is a big mistake. Focus on building a marketing engine. Think about your marketing from a more holistic, systematic perspective. Build a marketing engine that's going to drive repeatable long-term growth. Now, part of building an engine is jumping into the tactics and figuring out how you're going to generate leads. But the other aspect of building an engine is, one, having the fuel for that engine, and marketing strategy is that fuel. And then you've also, once the engine's been built, right? Once you've picked the tactics, which are the parts, and assembled that engine, then you need to have somebody leading those efforts that's going to maintain that engine and make sure that it's running smoothly. You have to have an entire engine. You can't if you just pick the parts, it ain't going to work. So I hope you found that helpful. And hopefully moving forward now, you'll avoid this mistake. Don't mimic competitors. You can model people, but you need to make sure you understand what you're modeling, why you're modeling it, and that you're modeling off of somebody that's actually worth modeling in the first place. So thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. I appreciate you. If you want to connect with us, you can do that over at rialtomarketing.com. That's RIALTO marketing.com. The other tool I've got for you is over at revenue-roadblock-scorecard.com. When we work with clients, we help remove the 9 revenue roadblocks that exist within marketing. And if you want to know which of the 9 are slowing down your growth, you can do that over at revenue-roadblock-scorecard.com. It takes less than 5 minutes. Take advantage of it. Thank you again. Until next time, take care.